Right.
Could there be somebody who's on the
No, I think it's a good question. So they were very kind and stuff on that. And I was like, oh, everyone's fine.
Mine is a garage. Garage, it's hilarious.
Communicating is not your political,
All right, council, we got 29 on the clock. We can make those mics green, and we'll start at 30 after the hour. There's 30. May we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Happy Monday and welcome. Katie, can we please call a roll?
Schumate?
Here.
Cox?
Here.
McNabb?
Here.
Molnar.
Here.
Valentine?
Here.
Walden?
Yeah, here.
Wood?
Here.
Full house this evening, so no need to excuse any absent members. Council and members of public, in front of you, you will see the agenda for this evening. We'd be looking for a motion to approve this evening's agenda.
Motion to approve this meeting's agenda?
Motion by Walden, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Wood, any discussion on the agenda? Katie, please call roll.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
With an approved agenda, we'd like to turn it over to members of public for public comment. For any members of public that wish to address council, please approach that podium, make sure that light is green, and state your name and address.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Mariah Van Kelberg. I am here on behalf of the Gibraltar Rockwood Rotary. Just wanted to kind of give a few updates of what's been going on and kind of where we're at for this summer. So, a couple of things. We do have our basketball court contest is still in play right now. It ends this week on Friday. So any high school or junior high student can enter the center court contest. We will be then deciding the winner at the next city council meeting, so we'll announce that winner. So any student within Carlson or Schumate, the packets are in the office. So they just come up with a design, they can email it to us or leave it in the office, we'll pick it back up at the end of the week, and then we'll make an announcement, and the winner will get their design painted on the center court, as well as a $50 gift card to any location of their choice. So
That's
that's a
awesome.
really cool contest. We've had some cool designs already emailed to us, and we hope that the kids will really jump on that and make a really cool center court for us. Couple other things. As most of you know, we are not doing our kayak poker run and/or our rubber duck race this year. So I know with the May 1st date coming up, a lot of people have been asking, when do ticket sales happen? So with that being said, since we are not doing those events this year, we are going to be doing some other fun activities throughout the summer and into the fall. We will be hosting a Touch-a-Truck event this year, as well as the golf cart scavenger hunt will be coming back again this year, and some other events. So we don't have definitive dates yet, but follow us on Instagram and Facebook for all that information. We will get those out as soon as we get dates secured. This Friday at noon, if anybody that did not receive the My ID bracelet in the city can come up to the Gibraltar Manor. I will be there doing sign-ups for the residents that I already provided, but any resident that has not received their My ID bracelet that missed the last event, they can meet me there at noon, and I will be able to provide them with bracelets. We still have quite a few left, so there is no restrictions, no age restriction, no health restriction. They are free to the residents. And they are free for the life of the bracelet. So it will hopefully keep everybody safe in the event of an emergency. If for some reason they can't come on Friday, this Friday on the 18th, they can always inbox the Rotary. We can get them some bracelets. We can drop them off at their home, or they can pick them up from us. So, let's see, what else do we have going on? New members, we just want to welcome the 6 new members that we have brought in last week. So we're grateful for those new members. We are still accepting new members, so we are meeting still every first and third Monday of the month at the VFW on West Jefferson. We meet at 6 p.m. And all of our information, again, is on our Facebook and Instagram pages. But I just wanted to kind of update you guys that we do have some things coming up this summer, and we have a couple other ideas coming up, so we're still going to be out and about, and then we'll be also helping with the fishing tournament this coming weekend, so we will be around. And that's it I have for Rotary.
Thank you so much for the updates. Just one update. I did speak with Rotary leadership, and we're going to have a meeting this week to discuss some of the land purchase considerations, obviously in conjunction with council in our prior discussion. So
Yep,
just one
that'll be
update.
with our president, so. Yep.
Fantastic.
All right, perfect, appreciate it. And anybody has any questions, they can reach out to us.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
Are there any other members of public that wish to address council? Keep in mind, we have another public comment section at the end.
Dennis Bosmer, 29775 Point Drive. Just want to give a quick blurb on Friday, the 11th. Want to thank the city management, city administration, employees, the greater public that came out. Some members of Wayne County also, and other cities in Monroe County came out. So we had a good turnout. And ultimately, every pint of blood is given can help up to 3 people in a medical setting. So you got plasma, platelets, and red blood cells. So basically, that drive helped about 81 people, they say. So I want to thank the community, and the next drive is going to be July 28th this summer. It's on a Monday. So just thanks for your time and thanks for supporting the Red Cross. Thank you.
Thank you for the update, and thanks to all that gave. Any other members of public that wish to address council? I'm not seeing any further public comment this evening, so that will bring us to our consent agenda. Council, we have items A through G, bills reference number 18, payroll number 948, 949, and 950, city council minutes of 3/24/25, beautification commission minutes of 4/7/2025, Gibraltar Community Foundation Board minutes of 3/5/2025, and 3/24/2025, and lastly, fire department payroll of March 2025. Is there a motion to approve consent agenda items A through G?
Motion to approve consent agenda?
Motion by Wood, is there a second?
Second.
I heard Valentine first. Any discussion on the consent agenda?
Yeah, I think there's a payment to Flow Air on this, similar to the first payment on the HVAC job for Community Center. I'd like to pull that out similarly to what we did last time and leave it to our attorney to give us some advice as to the best way to handle it motion-wise and proceed that way.
Yeah, so procedurally, we do the same thing we did last time. There'll be a motion to remove that item from the consent agenda, so we could vote on that one separately. And then there would be a motion to abstain once it's removed, approve the abstention, and then the vote will happen for that one item. So
Great.
that procedure, that's what we need to do.
Okay, so since we have an active motion that was seconded, Councilwoman Wood, you had initiated that motion. Councilman Valentine, you had seconded that motion. May we drop that motion? Any support for that?
Drop the payment. to
Initial
Fuller.
motion so we can revise it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. So, council, we'd be needing a motion that is adjusted to remove the Flow Air payment from the consent agenda.
Motion to remove flow air payment from the consent agenda?
Is there a second for that motion?
Second.
Second by Walden. Any discussion on that item? And Katie, I know we're keeping it fluid, so whenever you're ready, we can call roll.
Mulnar,
Yes.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Walden,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Now you're going to vote on the consent agenda.
So now with that removed item, we will vote on consent agenda items A through G, recognizing the carried motion to remove. So is there a motion to approve items A through G with that item removed?
Motion to approve consent agenda A through G. Second.
Second, McNabb. Any discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Walden,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Motion carried. So we have approved consent agenda with that item removed. Attorney, when would you like us to address that motion to abstain?
Probably do it now, so he do the abstention first, and then a motion to, well, actually do the motion, then he's gonna abstain, and then vote again. So we need a motion to approve the payment.
Yep. So we need a motion to approve the Flow Air payment.
Motion to approve the flow air payment.
Motion by Valentine. Is there a second for that motion?
Second.
Second?
Now, Councilman Molnar will need to abstain, so then we're gonna need a separate motion for him to abstain, so we'd have to remove, because that's on the table right now.
Great.
So,
So we need the abstention first?
no, you need to remove, there's an active motion, so now you gotta get rid of that motion. Then he request to abstain during the comment section right now. So do that,
Oh, yeah, well, I request to abstain from that motion,
Great.
and you gotta state why,
because I have an interest in Flow Air.
okay?
Great. So now we have that.
And you gotta remove
captured.
that motion.
So now we would remove that motion with permission by those that motioned and seconded for that.
Motion to remove.
Great.
Now,
Second.
okay, go ahead and
So Katie, whenever you're ready, we can call roll
remove.
for the removal of that.
Okay. Valentine,
Yes.
Walden,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
I don't vote in this, right?
Correct. Well, this is removing at this point.
Oh. So abstain or?
No,
he's
this
just
is,
not voting at
he's
all?
removing, so yes.
I do
just
vote in
remove-
this.
Yeah,
All right,
yes.
thank you. Then yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Now, do you do the motion to abstain?
Who does the motion to abstain?
Someone needs to,
Motion,
Motion to allow Councilman Molnar to abstain would be in order.
motion to allow Councilman Molnar to abstain.
Great. Do we have a
Second.
second for that motion? Second by McNabb. So Katie, this is a motion to allow Councilman Molnar to abstain.
Okay. Walden,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Mulnar,
Yes.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Great, so now we have clarified all of those elements, and we may
vote on the.
vote on
Motion
the,
to approve the payment to Flow Air.
There you go.
Second.
we have a active approval motion with a second. Any discussion on that item?
Mayor, can I say a few words about that?
Please.
I want to compliment his company, Flow Air, for doing a good job on the support statements that were with that invoice. It's, since I've been here, it's kind of unusual that we get all the sworn statements and the conditional waivers and so on and so forth. So it made the finance department job very easy. So, thank you.
Appreciate that. Any
Good.
further discussion?
All I said was, please don't embarrass me. Good.
All right, any further discussion? If not, Katie will have you call roll on that payment approval.
Wood,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar,
Abstain.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
You got to love a little parliamentary procedural complexity, but we're still learning, so here we are. Motion carried. Thank you for flagging it. My ask moving forward is, since we know that Flow Air payments may potentially be an issue, that we remove those accordingly, so we don't have to go through that procedural spider web. So I will make sure I keep an eye on that in partnership with those that are assembling said information.
I meant to reach out via email before, and I failed on that end, so, yeah, we'll work together to make sure we try to avoid that in the future.
Appreciate that. All right, we have approved consent agenda, we have approved abstain, and we have a approved payment to Flow Air. So with that, I'd love to move on to communications, for which we have none this evening, which will take us to my report this evening. Council, I have two items for you to consider this evening, and I'll go one by one. Let's start first with the appointments. Council, the first, it's revisiting from our last council meeting. And I want to thank Katie, who had, based on council's direction, had reposted some of these open seats within our operation. I want to thank the community and all the residents that have stood up. We've seen numbers increase in many capacities, including our Parks and Recreation Commission, some of which I see in the room, sitting with 9 members. So thank you, community, for being so engaged. Katie, thank you for all the posting to drive awareness. We have a seat open on our local officers' compensation commission. Council, obviously, we discussed this at our last meeting. We have several applicants. Council, just to cut straight to the point, I'm asking that we consider a motion to appoint Michelle Ashley to fill that 5th seat within our local officers' compensation committee. Just for background, Michelle, thank you for putting yourself forth. Been a Gibraltar resident for 10 years, Humana Medicare agent from an employment and occupation perspective, and wants to be a part of making the city continue to be a great city to live and reside. Council, motion would be in order, if you so chose, to appoint Michelle Ashley to fill the 5th seat for our local officers' compensation commission.
I'll make a motion for Michelle Ashley for
Second.
board.
There's a motion by McNabb, second by Valentine. Council, any further discussion?
I just had a question on
Yeah.
the application. Is that the one where it said none?
Correct. She has
But
not
she-
previously served on a commissioner board within City of
Okay,
Gibraltar.
but that's what she's applying for, is the,
Local officers' compensation commission.
yeah, okay. Because I thought it would say that on there. It just said none, so I was like, okay, I want to make sure she knew what she was applying for. Okay. That's all.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it was referring to, have you served on any other commissions or boards? Good clarification, though. Any further discussion? Katie, please call roll.
Cox,
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Mulnar,
Yes.
Schumate,
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Walden,
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Michelle, motion carried. Welcome to the Local Officers Compensation Commission, and we'll be in touch, obviously, to get you up to speed on that via City Clerk Tomasic. Second item we have under the appointments is Planning and DDA Commission. We had recently received a resignation from one of our commission members, and so we went out to see if any public was interested. I see the individual sitting in the room here, Nick Olson. I just want to thank Nick for putting himself forth for this Planning and DDA Commission role. Nick also serves on the Zoning Board of Appeals, It's one of the unique positions where you can double dip, meaning serve on both, based on charter. So I would love council to consider a motion to appoint Nick Olson to be a Planning and DDA Commission member.
I would be honored to make that motion.
We have a motion by Molnar. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Cox. Any discussion? Nick, thank you for putting yourself forth, and I'm sure the Planning and DDA Commission will welcome you with open arms. Appreciate it. Katie, please call a roll.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Motion carried. Welcome. Again, we'll be in touch with the on-ramp of your participation there. Next meeting is tomorrow, so hope you can be there. Next on my agenda this evening is going to be an update on strategic priorities. Council, as promised, I won't be too detailed here other than to say a couple highlights. You have updates in bold across all of our strategic priority pillars. One is the water loss audit and flood control, obviously a very important topic. Just two high-level updates. One is with the new installation of meters that is now detecting water that was previously undetected, we'll have a report via City Administrator Blackburn this week will help elicit the meter reads and data observations against those. And we had a leak detection that is now completed. Obviously, City Administrator Blackburn had commented on some of the leaks that were identified. We're deep diving on more information there and look forward to making sure we fully assemble all the data, inform where we are at and where we need to go. As far as next steps, Council, you'll be asked to revisit some of the next steps for the phased approach with Banesh, which is our water loss audit consultant. For flood control, we've put forth requests for our state and federal officials, anybody that will listen, regarding funding opportunities. So I won't go into too much detail because we've talked about that in previous meetings, but that would include things such as flood management and stormwater maintenance and flood prevention equipment. Infrastructure improvements, you'll see reports coming through City Administrator Blackburn, including related to the Horse Island Bridge and the topic that we've discussed within council and in the Infrastructure Advisory Committee review most recently on the 27th of March. As far as lead lines, again, another topic that City Administrator Blackburn will update on. If you look at some of the other topics, we have like our water main on West Jefferson via the funding we received, Fishbeck. You'll see that in front of you, obviously, for consideration. Pump station, that construction is complete. And so congratulations to the team that pulled through that project. Parking lot, council's approved the approach, reviewed it with the Infrastructure Advisory Committee on the 27th. So Rains is working in partnership with City Administrator Blackburn on specs. Roofs, again, with City Administrator Blackburn, a bid meeting was held on 4/10/2025, and bids are due on 4/16/2025, so bids due this week. HVAC, that's already been updated because those have been installed, jobs are complete. Software for invoice approvals, just want to thank the team, specifically Finance Director McEwen, Chelsea in the office, and Mary, and Katie, and Treasurer Fonte, and everybody, department heads, as we adopt this technology, learn the technology, effectively implement the technology. Obviously, very long-term benefits here, and just thank you for the team for change managing effectively on that. If you look at some of the other stuff that is on that bucket of financial process and procedure, just again, Finance Director McEwen, I know she's gotten a lot of praise on the budgetary considerations and obviously more to come, including in your packet this evening. Zoning ordinance updates, Jane Dixon, our city planner here in the interim, has held a meeting with our zoning ordinance committee and advancing that topic. I know Councilman Molnar and I sit on that amongst others, so we'll continue to give updates on any outputs that come through there. And then on the last bucket, professional services, operations, structure, equipment, inventory, some in-flight initiatives that need to be addressed, such as our gas inventory. But obviously, as I flagged to you both, and I say both by department heads and council, we need to make sure we action on our city planner, and obviously our assessor was recently, contract was executed. So I need to make sure we continue to drive our professional service RFP processes and associated awards of those individuals that serve our city in different capacities, and city planner needs to make sure that that's next in primary focus.
Are we looking tonight to have a motion in place to put together an RFP for that in a specific period of time or anything of that nature?
Yeah, we need to. And so City Administrator Blackburn, I defer to you, obviously, because you are supposed to be driving that element of it, but I know Arthur with that departure and then with McKenna stepping in, I know we need to make sure that we have a process there. So what would you advise council for that?
I was planning on having something on the next agenda, and within the next 2 weeks, I'll start working on it so that when council approves it, I'll be able to get it out there,
Okay.
so.
So do you, it sounds like you'll have something to consider for next meeting. I don't know if a motion's really required.
So we'll just make sure we have it in the agenda for next meeting.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll have something on the next meeting for authorization to solicit bids for it, go out for RFP for it.
That works
Awesome.
for- Thank you.
Thanks. Department head reviews, City Manager Blackburn, obviously you're on point for that, and we had a deadline of council review no later than next meeting, so April 28th, and I want to make sure that that's in flight. I think you assured us that that was actively.
Yes.
Okay, great. Just a couple additional flags. Austin, thank you for stepping in the Parks and Recreation Director role. I got a chance to go to your last meeting. It's great to see the 9 commission members and the active participation and collaboration. So just thank you, including obviously what we're leading up to, a special weekend of one of many for City of Gibraltar. Walking bridges, more to come from City Administrator Blackburn there. And I won't touch anything else because we've already hit on that in previous discussion. So, council, any questions on strategic priorities? Anything you want to add? Any questions or comments on what was already shared in your packet?
I hope the infrastructure committee group is discussing sectional concrete replacement throughout the community and sectional pavement repairs, concrete repairs. If that's not something that they have on their radar, I hope that's something that we can get on our active radar so that we can have some actual progress for the community on that front.
I have our engineering firm doing as-needed concrete asphalt repairs, bid specs right now to get them all ready.
All right.
So
Even better.
I was going to discuss that with the infrastructure committee at the next meeting. Hopefully they'll be ready, and that way the infrastructure committee can look it over, take a peek, and see how it goes. Because we do have some concrete and asphalt from warming breaks. Plus, we got some catch basins that need rebuilding and some concrete sections and other things going on.
Okay.
So.
Awesome. Thank you.
And then just one last comment. Obviously, department head reviews are in scope, but obviously, a part of that, you're coming on your 6-month window within your presence here in the city. So council will have some discussions around, obviously, the review of City Manager Blackburn and all the operation that's leading up to that, because that 6-month window is coming up as of April 21st.
Perfect.
Great.
Oh, can I just say a quick reminder? Make sure you guys are all talking in the microphones. We can't all hear it.
Thank you. All right, well, if there's no further questions or comments, that will close my report this evening. That'll close out my report this evening, and it will turn over to our council reports. So Councilman Valentine, would love to hear about 33rd District Court.
A report from the 33rd District Court.
Thank you. Any questions for Councilman Valentine? Councilwoman Wood talks about beautification in the Historical Museum.
That was quick, okay. Beautification, our Kubota is ready to go. We went out, we were driving it around, it was filled with water. We're hoping not to tip over on it, but don't be making faces, but, Robin and I went and checked it all out, and we're very happy with it. So we have some plants already put in, just out here, some smaller things. We took out all of the winter items, cleaned everything up, and hopefully we got rid of the poison ivy areas. So that's a good thing. And our next meeting is May 5th. So we're excited about the Kubota, so I want to thank everybody. I don't see John Sant out here, but everybody who helped make that happen. We're so happy. You just don't even know. So that is beautification. And the museum, we are redoing the 1812 display. Mr. Bob Koch had loaned us all of those uniforms and all those things. Well, we've had them for a couple years, and now they wanted them in Monroe. So he's moving that, all that information down to Monroe. So I wanted to thank him for loaning that to us for the last 2 years. And the museum will be open on May 4th, and that is our 13th anniversary.
It's exciting.
So, and that's it.
Well, thank you for all you do for the museum and for beautification. Any questions or comments for Councilwoman Wood?
I do.
Yeah, please.
I do. I'm going to get into the minutia, since this has been such a journey. with my background, do you have a procedure for checking oil and the water and that, so we don't lose this thing? Because, I mean, do you have somebody specific that will watch that out for you?
No,
Okay.
That sounds like a
do
good,
not.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the fuel, the oil, the,
We have no idea about that at this particular moment. So
Okay.
I'm assuming that the DPW would help with that, but I don't know.
well, I would say, you know, I don't want to give you any direction, but I would make my presence known and establish some sort of procedure so that, you know, this is an older machine. I'm raising this because it's an older machine. We don't know what the burn ratio is on the oil levels and that, and you might be really happy and driving around and you might experience the same thing you do with the John Deere, and it just freezes up, so.
it's a very good call out. We want to make the most of our investment there, so we'll take that as an action to make sure you get the.
Always just relied on the DPW, so we didn't even look any further than that. So I'm not even sure. We don't even know how to put the gas in it, so.
It's fuel oil.
Fuel
It's diesel,
oil,
yeah.
okay.
So just to lighten up
Flag one.
lighten up the atmosphere a little bit, I
So we're
think.
getting to that point. We're just excited that we have something that runs.
It's a good action to take.
But don't you have a track record of burning things up too? Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
There were
All
a few
very-
little mishaps.
Great flag, all very fair points. We will make sure we take an action to get the right eyes on that for prevention of, and I would say,
I will.
maintenance of our Kubota, so thank you. Any other questions or comments for Councilwoman Wood? Great.
I know,
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I know there's at least one resident that owns a mechanic shop and has volunteered and donated to several of our events that we've had throughout the community. Offline, I can give you his contact information,
You
and
need to talk into your microphone. Thank you. I know everybody, it's like, they're all shaking their heads, so. Thank you.
we have a resident in town that owns a mechanic shop and would probably, he's donated to several other events that we've hosted in town. He's a charitable person, and I can give you his contact information offline. He might be able to, maybe you guys could work something out to where he checked in once every month or so, and somehow I'm sure that he would be happy to help. He's asked for other opportunities to volunteer, and a very nice family, and I'll share that information with you if it turns out that we can keep a schedule and keep those updated, and you know, he could maybe get some advertising for his company or something of that nature. Maybe we could get a volunteer effort that makes sure that we keep that piece of equipment up to snuff.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Love it. Any further questions or comments for Councilman Wood? If not, Councilman Cox, the floor is yours.
No report.
Any questions for Councilman Cox? Councilman McNabb?
Yes, we have our first meeting for the Waterways meeting, April 17th at 5:30. And I will be attending the first ADW meeting on Tuesday the 13th at Wade, Trim, and Taylor. That'll be my first meeting. And I'd like to just have a call out for John Sant. Thank you for everything he's done. Was instrumental in the pump station work.
Yep.
Kubota, he goes way over and above to help work with the city on this infrastructure committee.
Well, shout out for some well-deserved praise, so thank you.
He deserves it.
Thank you.
Deserves his vacation, too.
Yes.
So, yeah, thanks, John.
Yep, absolutely. Any questions or comments for Councilman McNabb? Councilman Molnar?
I have no report.
Any questions for Councilman Molnar? All right, Councilman Walden.
I just want to take a minute and thank Austin Reynolds for all the work that he's been putting in for the Parks and Recreation the last month or so. I mean, you've been putting in the work, only being in the office 2 or 3 days. I'm not going to take any credit for any of the work he's doing, just going to call out a couple things. He's been working on digitalizing the calendar dates for all the rentals, and he's working with different entities right now to try and get the baseball fields over here at the community center restored. Even up to meeting with different representatives from the school to try and get some coordination with that and get that done. I do know we have the Easter event coming up this Saturday, and 4th of July planning has begun. I would imagine after the Easter event, 4th of July will be full on. So outside of that, I don't have anything. I'm going to let Austin kind of go into the details on the Parks and Rec side. One more call out. I do want to thank Dennis Bosmer for everything he did regarding the blood drive on Friday. I was fortunate to be able to come up and donate, and he may have seen a side of me that he didn't know happened. I gave 2 pints and almost passed out. I was probably one of the only people there. So it was just different having someone take care of me, but I still felt grateful being able to donate and help the people that need it. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Walden. Any questions or comments for Councilman Walden? Without further ado, Parks and Recreation Director, the floor is yours.
I appreciate that, Councilman Walden. So I'll try to keep it concise this time because I know we have a lot going on, but the Easter event is this weekend, April 19th, this Saturday, the city's one and only Easter event. I'd like to reiterate that. The Easter event will start at 10 a.m., will run till just after noon. Noon is when the marshmallow drop occurs. After that, the bike raffle and basket raffle that you can get tickets for throughout the entire event. Tickets open at 10. We'll be raffling off right after the marshmallow drop. As for other activities for the Easter event, we have a sensory-friendly Easter egg hunt in the community center for all those children who need that. And then we have the 1 to 3-year-old Easter egg hunt at 11. So for the little kids, 1 to 3, we got their actual Easter egg hunt. We'll have bounce houses, we'll have food trucks. It's going to be a fun event. I hope to see you all there and hope to make many more great city events in the future.
Thank you so much. Any questions for Parks and Recreation Director? Thank you. City Attorney?
Real brief, just hopeful that soon I will have a final report from Plant Moran, and they'll send that to my office.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Any questions for the City Attorney? All right, City Administrator Blackburn, floor is yours.
Yeah, first thing I have on the agenda is approval for Absolute Quality, Inc. as the lowest qualified bidder for the lead service line replacement, and City Council authorize the city to return all bid bonds to the unsuccessful bidders and authorize the mayor and clerk to sign the contract for the project after the city attorney has approved it.
Motion to appoint or to approve Absolute Quality for the lead line replacement.
Second.
Second by Cox. Any discussion on this item? Katie, whenever you're ready, we'll have you call roll.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Back to you.
Okay. Next on the agenda, I have the hiring of a full-time DPW employee. His name is Devin Martin, and he is currently a DPW employee in Riverview.
I just want to thank the team for the work in not only posting, but the large volume of applicants we received and the process of engaging some of our neighbors to pursue the actual interview process. So thank you. Council motion would be in order for you to approve the hiring of Devin Martin for the DPW position.
Motion to approve Devin Martin as the hire for the DPW?
Motion by Cox. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by McNabb. Any discussion on this item? Great. Katie, please call roll.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Motion carried, and very excited to have Devin on board. Back to you.
Next item I have on the agenda is just a communication item. Right now, our part-time employees don't have any uniform, any kind of markings that they are City of Gibraltar employees. The city is going to purchase 3 T-shirts and 3 hoodies for the part-timers to wear. It's not only the safety for the employees, but it's also safety for the residents so they can be easily identified when they're out there working. So this is just a communication item on that.
Thank you for working with Finance Director McEwen and the DPW team to make that happen.
Next on the agenda is another communication item only. the city is going to get a city-issued cell phone for the recreation director, Austin Reynolds. It's not fair with the nature of that department for him to be given residents his personal cell phone number for work-related reasons. And this is just a communication to let you know that Austin will be getting a cell phone.
Great, thank you. Back to you.
Next on the agenda is the hiring of a part-time bus driver. We had one applicant. I interviewed him. His name's Ricardo Samuels, and I think he will fit in just well as a part-time custodian. So I'm looking for approval for that.
Senior bus driver.
Or senior bus driver, sorry.
And just for a backdrop, just to reorient, we talked about this previously, obviously to authorize the posting. There was a deficiency where we had at least one or potentially more shifts that needed to be covered, thus the need to hire that additional bus driver. So just big shout out to our existing bus drivers.
We used to have three part-time bus drivers. One is not working for us anymore, so we're down to two. And the other two cannot cover every shift that is available.
So council will be looking for a motion to authorize the hiring of Ricardo Samuels for part-time senior bus driver.
Make that motion?
Motion by Molnar, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Council, any discussion on this item?
Yeah. In the future, could we, like for Mr. Martin and for this gentleman, Mr. Samuels, could we see their application so we could kind of look at something, or their resume?
Once it's put in the packet, it's public information. You can always come to City Hall to see it, but if I put it in the packet, it can become public information where the residents can FOIA it, and I don't think that's fair to them.
Okay.
But it's always available. Any applications for like people that want to get hired will be available for council to review beforehand.
Sounds like yes, with privacy concerns managed appropriately. Any further discussion on this matter?
Yeah, on the driver, city administrator, have we done a background check on him?
Yes.
And the license and?
Yes.
And,
background checks were done on both employees before they even went on the agenda.
okay, that includes the license and any violations or anything like that, right?
Yes.
EPS Director, do you want to?
I conducted a background on both applicants and both passed, including, it's pretty extensive background check.
Okay.
So-
Was there any driver's test involved?
No.
Okay.
But we ensured appropriate licensure and everything else according to the position.
Yes.
Do they have a background in driving buses?
He does have a chauffeur's license, and he has driven a little bit in the past.
Any further discussion items? Katie, whenever you're ready, I'll have you call roll.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Molnar.
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes. Motion carried. Ricardo, thank you for putting yourself forth for this position. Back to you.
Right, next item I have on the agenda is approval for Fishbeck as-needed GIS assistance. This will be the same contract as in the previous two. It's as needed. We allot $10,000. There is no retainers. If they don't do any work for us, they don't charge us for anything. The first contract, I think we used up all but I think $400 of it. And this past contract, I think we only used $3,300 of it. So this is just kind of like a renewal of what we've done in the past.
The expenses aren't incurred until we contact them and request the
Yes.
work, correct?
Yes.
Treasurer Fauci?
So the scope is not to exceed 10,000. And the service they provide is for our global information system that has charted all our water main and our storm sewer, our sanitary. And so it gives the city a mapping. there's an application, correct, Mike, that is on our DPW's laptops or even on their cell phones that they can bring up mapping as they're out in the field.
Yes.
So it gives that type of service, but there's also some interesting things that it will record water main breaks and so we can have historical data on that. And we are doing that now, correct?
Yes, that'll give another layer that they added to the GIS is water main breaks. So when there's a water main break, the DPW can locate it on the GIS. So we can keep track. So if there's ever a street or area that has a significant amount of water main breaks, we can look at possibly water main replacement or something in an area or something to that effect.
It's good support to have, it's good technology to have. It's a $10,000 contract not to exceed, and I would avail ourselves to use every bit of that technology as we're trying to find these leaks and record our water line disturbances so that we have data that we could make some informed decisions on our contracts.
Well said. Council looking for a motion to approve the contract for Fishback for as-needed GIS assistance.
Motion to approve the Fishback contract?
Motion by Cox, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by McNabb. Council, any further discussion? Katie, whenever you are ready, please call roll.
Walden.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulner.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Back to you.
Next item I have on the agenda is repair of our stormwater pump. As everybody knows, those big orange pumps that are scattered around the city for stormwater, one of them was not starting and working, and when it was taken in for diagnosis, it needs a lot of work. The work comes out to be about $5,800, I believe. Yes, $5,800. A new pump is around 25, 30 grand, so I am requesting that City Council approve the repair of this pump, and all the work is in the backup.
Council looking for a motion to approve the quote for repair of stormwater pump as detailed in the packet.
Mayor, do we have, Michael, do we have the hour meter reading on this engine?
That I am not.
And do we know the age of the pump?
I am not aware of that, no.
So this could be in fact a low-hour machine and we don't know that right now?
Yes.
And so what we're looking at here is an engine that supposedly had a mouse nest in it?
Correct.
And somehow it disturbed the valve seats on the engine head. So do we have a schedule that we routinely start these and maintain them?
Yes, they do go around and routinely start them, and in the wintertime, they drain the water so they don't freeze the casings and stuff like that. They were just running a couple weeks ago. They were all started when they were predicting us to get more rain than what we actually got. We decided to be preemptive and have all the pumps running in case we did get the amount of rain they were looking for. We'd be a little bit proactive and we'd be ahead of the game. And they were all running, and we didn't end up needing them, but they were all running for a while.
It's just unusual to not have the hour meter readings on an engine and to say it needed $6,000 in repair because of a mouse nest. And, some pictures would have helped support. It's very difficult to imagine that a piece of straw can unseat a valve and get behind the air cleaner. So my reservation is that there should have been some more information on this engine before we got into a $6,000 pickle.
So at this point, right now, this is an estimate,
Yes.
And they're at the point of putting a rebuilt cylinder head on this.
How do we select the vendor for which you obtain this quote?
This is the vendor that we use for all of our heavy equipment repair. Our senior buses, our dump trucks, our pickups. That's the vendor that is used.
Well, I understand this is a diesel motor, but a pump is not the same as a bus, right? So I would have thought to look for a specialty, you know, who we purchase the pumps from, or if they have a service department. That's the route I would have went.
How critical is this maintenance to ensure our community is not risking flood when,
Well,
if and when we have?
we have one pump that's out of service because it's at the shop right now.
Okay.
How many pumps do we have?
There's 25 of them, I believe.
25 6-inch diesel pumps?
It sounds like the discussion circular on potentially appetite for more information. So is this something that would be critical to take action on today, or would it be safe to say we could come back with further discussion at a future
I
council?
think it goes to the point a little bit of our offices asked early on for an inventory of equipment like this. We still have not gotten anything, so we don't know. I can't even tell you if this machine is insured singularly or if it's on the,
Blanket policy?
yeah, not the plane, but I think it's like the longshoreman policy. It's, you know, so, and then not having, I find it difficult, unless I'm not seeing it, that most repair facilities give you the hours. Usually the engines have their own separate hour meter or on the dash panel. Do you know right now, is this machine in a state of disrepair to where they've got it disassembled?
Yes, they do. They had to disassemble to diagnose the issue.
Can you request any pictures from them that shows the damage, or?
Well, let's do this. It sounds like there's clearly a need for more information. Let's take these as action items so that we can get pictures. Maybe some of you that know this lane a little better can get their eyes on
I
it.
think we need to know if we have a backup pump.
Agreed.
Are we in harm's way right now? How many pumps we have, and you know, request the hours from this, some pictures, and because we do have some people that know the business and that you know will help ascertain if. I'm not saying anything's wrong here. It's just not. It's a lot of money for something that we have a lot of questions on.
Yeah, it's over 25% of the cost of the pump, or roughly. So let's take some action offline. For some of you that have a little more expertise in this area that have spoken up, please maybe help us and take in eyes on this after the meeting.
I think so.
So City Administrator Blackman, let's go on to the next item, and we'll take a follow-up on some of the actions here.
All right. Next item I have on the agenda is approved blanket purchase orders for Ferguson Waterworks and Downriver Bus and Truck Repair. What this will help me do is help me purchase things. I picked these two companies right now because Ferguson Waterworks, that's where we buy our water meters from. I got 2.5-inch water meters right now that we're purchasing. They're $900 a piece. So buying two of them is $1,800, and I would have to get approval from City Council to buy two water meters, which puts the installation and even having it on our shelf in case one is needed, because we keep a few spares. It backlogs everything with that. It's kind of hard to come to City Council for every water meter we purchase. And that's on that. And for Downriver Bus and Repair, usually when you take a piece of heavy equipment in, usually it's over $1,000. And this will help us facilitate getting repairs to our vehicles done in a timely fashion so that they can be used, because we do not have a lot of spare vehicles to go around if a truck is down for 3 or 4 weeks.
We have a mechanism in our purchasing policy for emergency purchases, where you're able to proceed with them and then get approval afterwards under certain circumstances with signing off on them. So we have that mechanism.
We have that, but there's no definition of what an emergency purchase is. What I might think is an emergency purchase, somebody else might not think is an emergency purchase.
And it's Director McEwen, do you want to, you look like you're
Oh,
ready to chime in.
Here's, I'm gonna talk over you for a minute.
Okay.
The purchase ordering process, the software module and everything is in its infancy right now, so there's a lot of moving parts. We've identified a problem like on the downriver bus system right now. It would be my recommendation not to issue any blankets at this point until we, Mike and I and Amy actually have a chance to sit down and try to massage this a little bit better so that the amounts are correct, the account codes are correct, the sole source of the reasons why are on the blanket purchase order, so that we just don't have a master blanket where it carries over, and we'll be sorry for the results of it. There's, as I reviewed these two blankets right now, there's loopholes in them, there's holes to be plugged, and the reason why we bought the module and the purchasing policy or the purchase order software was to preempt those kind of things. And so I just want to say that so that we have clarity here. I was going to do this in my area for the under the treasurer, but under the blanket POs and under purchasing and so on and so forth, the city administrator has the responsibility to oversee that. The finance director deals with the minutia and the details and does the competitive shopping. She requests whatever the department heads need. They give that to her, and she's what you would call the last line of defense that the city administrator would want. So the city administrator, under the charter, is the person that is the responsible enforcement of the city purchasing policy, developing a system and establish systems, checks, and balances, whereas the finance director gets into the minutia and is able to command volume discounts and other market economies through purchases made in cooperation with, like in the last meeting, the state and local governments to make sure we have our tax exemptions and so on and so forth. So the charter's got it set up as a good fluid motion here. The purchasing module will help this through. It'll give us check signers like you and I, Mayor, the ability to have confidence in what we're signing because it'll be backed up by the purchase order. But in this case, with a blanket right now, I think it's too early to move and say let's resolve this with a resolution right now until the three of us have a chance to really sit down and massage it a little more. Now,
Thank you. Finance Director McEwen, what do you have to say?
And I was just going to add to that, the whole reason Ferguson is on here to begin with is because I'm holding up invoices because they have not been approved through our purchasing policy. And since they exceed our purchasing policy, I wanted something to be brought up to make sure that we were within the purchasing policy. Almost any invoice we get from Ferguson is over $1,000, and thus I could get audited and they would be like, you're not following your purchase policy.
Yep.
I can also state that Ferguson is a sole source vendor for our water meters. The city uses Neptune meters. You cannot purchase Neptune meters anywhere else in this area except for Ferguson, and that goes for every city around us too. The DPW a year or two ago contacted a vendor in Ohio that sells Neptune meters, and as soon as he gave us their addresses, he told us no. Ferguson has the exclusive rights to Neptune meters for this whole entire area. There's more meters than Neptune, but Neptune are the one we use, and we can't interchange different meters with what we have. So they're technically more of a sole source vendor than anything else.
That's helpful. So we got good feedback and insights on this topic. It sounds like we might want to take this in action. Finance Director McEwen, are you aligned to that, as in revisit this at the next meeting? Okay.
Well, I won't be here I won't be here for next meeting because I'm going to be in training. That's why the budget is thrown on here.
But you
So-
can work offline in advance so that council's got everything we've
Yes.
discussed from Councilman Molnar and Treasurer Fonte and others on making sure we're prepared for that discussion.
And this is not going to stop anything. If meters are needed,
Yeah.
you can still buy them. I understand Ferguson is a sole source, but you can still buy a meter. You could still use the purchase order system.
Cool.
We're talking about the blanket right now,
Cool.
which is the catch-all.
Good insights. Good insights in the last two topics. So City Administrator Blackburn, we got some follow-ups, and we will turn it back to you for your next item.
All right, next item I have on the agenda is authorize the city to solicit bids for the repair of 2 walking bridges at Gibraltar Road and West Jefferson. If anybody knows, those walking bridges are looking in pretty bad shape. I did have resident complaints on those. I did look at them myself. I had members from the infrastructure committee have looked at them, and they're in dire need of repair. So with that,
I know Mr. Sant was given a lot of input on this topic as well, per the earlier shout-out.
Step up to the plate and put a package together that gave us a rough estimate of what we're looking at.
Yep.
The products are needed. and
Yep.
did a very good job.
He gave, he did a deep dive into every board and stuff on the 2 bridges and did a work a scope for it.
Absolutely.
Do you intend on using the work scope John developed for the solicitation?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was retyping it right now. It's just about done. I was going to wait and present it at the infrastructure committee and have the infrastructure committee look at it. I know John probably won't be there because he's on vacation. I was going to have him look at it too, just to make sure nothing is missed or nothing's changed since then.
Okay, sounds good.
Councilman Molnar, did you have something you want to add as well?
No, I think that, I was going to make the motion. Yes, that's what I was going to do.
Perfect.
And I will. I do. I make the motion.
Awesome. Motion by Molnar. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by McNabb, sorry. Katie, whenever you're ready, if there's no further discussion.
Oh, one more thing I want to add. The funds for this project will be paid out of the DDA bond, so they will not be coming out of city funds. It's just so the residents know where the money's coming from.
Thank you for that clarity. We got a motion, we got a second. Any further discussion before Katie calls roll? Katie, right whenever you're ready.
Wood,
Yes.
Pets,
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Molnar,
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine,
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
City Administrator Blackburn, back to you.
All right, last thing I have on the agenda is just another communication. It's a thank you to Dino Cancerelli. He is building a house. He has donated extra lumber from his project he is doing to the city to use. The city has actually used some of that lumber. The little walking bridge that's over by the lighthouse that was in disrepair, that was totally rebuilt from the lumber he donated. There were some wood flower boxes that were rotting and stuff over the years. Those flower boxes were rebuilt from the lumber he used.
Awesome.
So we were able to use that stuff to help this city. I just want to say thank you to him for that.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from City Administrator, or for City Administrator Blackburn? All right, Clerk Tomasic.
Thank you. I'd like to thank council for the appointment to the Local Compensation Commission tonight. Michelle Ashley's appointment means our commission is full with 5 members. So with that, I just wanted to give a little background on the Local Compensation Commission.
Awesome.
For everybody here. So the duties and guidelines of the Local Officers Compensation Commission, or LOCC for short, are set forth in our Code of Ordinances, which is derived from Michigan's Home Rule City Act. The LOCC shall consist of 5 members who are registered electors of Gibraltar, appointed by mayor and council. It's a 5-year term, and they meet during odd years only, which are local election years. There's usually there's at least 1 meeting, but no more than 15 meetings within a 45-day period. And the purpose of the LOCC is to review and determine the salaries of our elected officials, including the mayor, city council, city clerk, and treasurer. And once the LOCC makes their determination of salaries for the elected officials, that determination of salaries is are the salaries unless 2/3 or more of council rejects the salaries by resolution. And if the determination of the salaries is rejected by council, then the current and previous salaries prevail and continue until the next odd year with the next local election. And a couple things to note, city council does not approve the salary determination because they can't approve their own salaries. So they're not approving the salaries. Typically, they would receive and file the communication, and in which case the determination is then effective 30 days following the LOCC's filing with the clerk. In the past, the salaries went into effect following that year's election in November. And, but then on the other hand, council may choose to reject the salaries and the determination of salaries in its entirety, meaning all 4 offices as a whole. So they can't pick and choose which salary they want and which they don't want. It's all or nothing. In addition to the Home Rule City Act, the LOCC also meets in accordance with Michigan's Open Meetings Act. So it's posted to the public. Public's welcome to attend. Minutes are taken, and previous minutes and salary determinations have been posted to our website through the Document Center. And so now that we have a full commission, we'll look to scheduling a meeting within the next couple weeks. And I'll make sure there's ample notice so that the public knows and everyone here knows.
Awesome
Just wanted to give a
overview.
quick
Thank
background
you.
on that.
Very, very helpful. Thank you. Any questions for Clerk Tomasic on that topic? Clerk Tomasic, back to you.
That is all. Thank you.
All right. Treasurer Fonte, floor is yours.
All right, great. Thank you, Katie. That was good. That was good. I appreciate that. I think the public needs to know what the commission is. We're concerned sometimes when there's not a lot of turnout for commission appointments and that, and I think sometimes the public isn't informed enough. And I think you did a great job in informing in what the makeup of that compensation committee does. It's the reason I got involved with it. It's city funds. It directs funds to the compensation of the elected officials. Katie gave you some clear, concise directions on how it operates and how it gets rejected or accepted. So the committee members have a grave responsibility to the city to do it, responsibly. We have a limited budget here, and it seems like in the past that has been handled quite well. And so this is a good thing for the future, and I think it gives the public a little bit of insight of what goes on. The minutes are available from the past. The meetings are open, and the public should participate in that to see how your government works and how the salaries are determined. So moving on. The next thing is a little public service announcement. I want to direct it to our Public Safety Department. Some of you might know that some gracious people in our city have donated approximately $15,000 towards a all-terrain vehicle for the fire and police department. Our director is heading up that operation to secure the vehicle. This has been ongoing for a little bit now, and my concern is that with the pending tariffs and that, we still don't quite have this locked up. We're looking for another $10,000 to bring this to about a $25,000 expenditure so that the chief can get this thing totally packaged and operational for both fire and police. Now, you have to imagine we have some wetlands. We have a lot of area at the McLeod property that if a perpetrator got in there, it's going to be difficult for our patrol officers and everything else to maneuver. This is a good thing to have. Same with our fire department. It's going to be a combination rescue vehicle. It will be outfitted accordingly. And but I'd like to see whatever we can do as a community to get behind this and give the director what he needs so we can get this sooner rather than later.
Thank you for that.
Am I missing anything? We've been through enough
25,000
Yeah.
is what we're looking at.
Yeah, we've been
for
through enough
fully-
department meetings that we need to get this off the ground. And
Absolutely.
so, yeah, if there's If for some reason somebody's tax accountant say that you should make a donation, well, here it is. It's, is this mine?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Secondly, on the recreation rates and facility issues, our committee, made up of Amy, myself, Chelsea, and our new director here, Austin, we met last week. We're discussing recreational rates, or the Recreation Department rates, the facility issues, a combination of a lot of things. Austin is on top of this thing, and
Let's go.
however, we have challenges, and we still have challenges with the rates. I thought we had accumulated all the information that we have, but there's a couple of things that we don't have when we're assembling that. We're going to have another meeting next week, and at that point in time, we should come to a conclusion and be able to present council with our recommendation on the rates moving forward.
That's awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and and we need to understand that, and I've picked this up from a lot of council people and the public. Austin doesn't need to be the hotel reservation manager. He's working with the gals to get this all digitized, the calendar set up, and even we're trying to take a calendar date and parse it out into sectional hours so that we can use these centers, and instead of saying it's out for the whole day, we can and do this all on the computer. This will relieve him, and he could actively start, and he's doing this now, but pursue more of the activities surrounding our youths and the seniors and everything else that the Recreation Department needs. So,
I think Finance Director McEwen has something she wants to add next to you.
I just wanted to chime in, sorry, it's in May, so it'll be the first meeting in May, sorry.
Awesome. Well, thank you for all of you coming together. Thanks for the update.
So the facility, I'm going to get to the facility thing because it's going to lead into a request for an RFQ. Austin's had a chance to look at the Cook Community Center. One of the things that we tabled for him is the question I asked is, as you're getting your feet wet, do we need to operate two of them? Because as we look at the utility bills in the upcoming cooling season, it's daunting to look at some of the bills that are going out at that building, and if we're not using it to its total potential, or we don't need to use it because we're more actively getting our dates in line for reservations and at the Talbot Community Center, do we need it? One thing, whether we need it or not, we should get information on what it's going to cost to replace the windows. This would be an informational quote.
Austin, do you want to come to the podium, by the way, just in case there's anything you need to chime in on? Back to you.
Yeah, this would be an informational quote that council could use for educational purposes so that we know what it's going to cost to revamp that and get that into a more environmentally cost-saving facility. Is there anything else I'm missing on that?
No, just windows, twofold, more durable windows, enable more activities to take place in the Cook Center, as well as help insulate and keep the bills down.
Yeah,
So
and
you covered it.
there's also issues over at the Talbot Center. I understand there's windows leaking and so on and so forth. So as we move forward, get your list together, and we can serve this on council, and they can offer direction on what they want to do with that.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Great flag, thank you.
The other issues are going to be with surrounding the rates. It's not only as easy as, the room rates are this or that, but Austin has identified activities, when you have karate classes and all that, how you're going to rate that out and so on and so forth. And you might want to speak to that.
Yeah. So currently, for the activities that are held weekly in our facilities, the rates don't really make sense in our meeting. We really weren't sure how they were coming up with the numbers that they're giving us based on what we're asking for. So we're trying to change that as well when it comes to recreation rates.
That's great.
Yeah, so once we get this all hammered out, we'll present to council. Council might have to make some determination on current rates, or Amy might ask for increases on certain items based on the cost, the revenue situation, and the activity rates are going to be somewhat new because they've never been established, so we don't know how they've been proceeding in the past. We don't have any information on that, so this will be a new avenue, and the committee is searching other venues and seeing how they construct their rates. So we're looking at multi-areas of communities our size and private situations and how they do business so that we can do some comparatives here. Just so we understand, we're not, I know this is really hard for me to say because in my life, I would be fired in my private life. We're not here to make a profit, all right? That's hard for me to say, but we'd like to keep our nose above the water. And so that's the instruction I've given everybody, let's make the best decision for the city based on the information we can get. So
That's an awesome update. Thank you all for working so collaboratively, and I'm sure council is looking forward to seeing the outputs of said work.
the next item was the forensic audit on the fire department, and our council has opined on that, so no further discussion there. The next item, C, is the WAMR monitor. We've talked about that at our departmental meeting. The WAMR is an abbreviation or an acronym for Water Automated Meter Reading, and it comes from GLEWA, and it's a service chart that the chief is getting a wiring in his dispatch area that it's on all our apps. We get notified, you put filters on it, and we know when there's a water main break. The treasurer wants the notification as soon as we can so we can dispatch crews and shut down valves instead of letting them leak for 10 hours. We need to get out and throttle valves down. If it's inclement weather, hot, cold, or whatever, but shutting down the valves and notifying the public, especially in the wee hours of the morning, and this is something we can train the dispatchers to do, and we should get this signal as quick. I mean, I get them, my phone goes off, I have my filter set, so I know when this happens. Some of them are erroneous, and as we become a little bit more proficient on reading it, we'll get boots on the ground a lot quicker, and this should save us money. Not saying that the repair will be made that much quicker, but it will give us eyes on the ground sooner. We can put the operation into motion and then hit it at the right time. But in the meantime, we could have the water shut down and save money.
Thank you so much, and Chief, thank you for partnering on that.
Next item is the IT services. Now, we have a contract with, who is it again? Yeah, Electronic Tech Solutions, and they're not due for expiration until July 20th of 2026. Now, we're going to have to read the contract and see if, when, and why, if we want to move to an RFP to look at some other avenues. We're not entirely happy with it. I've done some interviews with the council people, and with some of the current events that we all experience with it, we don't get a real high rating, and without going into some of the particulars that might involve some sensitive information, I think it's wise that we take a look at this and make a formal request for proposal. Again, we're going to have to find out what the cancellation or separation situation would be on the existing contract, but I think in the very near future, council should put this on your agenda to move and look for an RFP on this.
Can we put this on our attorney's agenda to review the contract? And
I would love that, yeah. Amy could send that to council, and we can get a quick ruling on it to see where we're at. And
Yeah, thank you.
do we need to give a formal motion for that, or is that enough?
No, just city admin, whomever has it, just send me a copy.
Yeah, let's get a copy to our city attorney, and then we can make sure we follow up with the information for council.
Yeah, I was just told it should be Katie that,
I can.
Yep.
okay. All right. Thank you, Amy.
Awesome.
So the water loss goes kind of hand in hand with WAMR. We've identified some water loss. I have a lot of constituents out there ask us what our savings are and so on and so forth. I know that recently there was some discovery at the school. There's some question on whether that is our property and our right-of-way and so on and so forth. So Mike is drilling down on that. I know the mayor is involved in that. He's going to find out some more information on it. We might have to get a team from the city and the school and look at that as jointly as we can, because that is a school system and it's serviced by, or provided, services are, or taxes are provided by other communities too. So we don't want to be the sole bearer of that. But in the interim, we just don't have the enough information to make any decision right now. So that's an ongoing target, but I think soon, Mike, you should have some information we can serve the public with some of the, from the meters to whatever Benesh has found, and we can divulge that to their community to see how we're looking there with savings. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'm just waiting for the report. Meters were read beginning this month, and the water bills were sent out. As soon as the report is generated from what, how much water that Gleewood charged us compared to how much water that we charge the residents, we'll find out what our water loss is.
Can I ask a question on that, Treasurer Fonte? I want to make sure I understand it correct, and so I'm just going to try and restate it and see if I understand. So if the school district property where the high school and junior high were a rectangle, four corner boundaries of the land, the building is in the center of the land, and there are water lines that come from outside of the four corners of that land that go up to the building, and they go up underneath the building, come up, they hit a meter at that point. Is the question whether or not the pipe that goes from the building to the property line is the property of the city or the property of the school district?
So I'm going to make this as simple as I can. The water line that runs from the meter pit from Gleewa at Woodruff and Jefferson and heads northbound, that's a 12-inch main. That is our main. There's two connection points for the school. There's an 8-inch connection T that's in the south driveway, and then there's the south driveway on Jefferson, and then there's another T on the north driveway. And those feed a loop around that entire school. At the, kind of like at the apex at the back of the school, there's a lead that runs into the metering room underneath the foundation or through the foundation, and that's where the meter is for the school. Now, I had Chelsea do a meter count. There's 3 meters in that school, one for the junior high, one for the high school, and I don't know what the other one is right now.
The third one's for the concession stand that they have over by the football field.
Okay, so that's the 3rd meter. The question becomes, why are we on school property? Number one, why are we paying for Fishback to be there doing a GIS survey? Why are our crews on school property? Not to say that we're not good stewards for the school or anything like that. That's not what we're saying. The question is, why are we there? And if we're experiencing leakage on the school property, then is that leakage unreported meter water that we're experiencing? Is there a line that didn't go from the meters in the school out to an ancillary area out there? I've identified one already on that GIS mapping that Mike and I went over. That's a possibility. But the question then becomes, and I've asked the city administrator, and he's working on that, is there a deeded right-of-way for that water main? At some point, did the city say, we'll maintain that and fix that for you, and we'll, you can share in the costs with your other communities? Or are we just out there because we might not know better? I don't know.
Sorry, just one thing. I know there's a need for more information, right? We need to get that assembled. I just want to make sure we're obviously getting the information. We have an amazing partnership with the Gibraltar School
Absolutely.
District, so I don't want to get ahead of ourselves in speculation discussion until we have all the information and we can obviously engage them in this discussion. So that's just my only flag.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I understand what we're asking. Is it the 8-inch water main lines that come as teed off of our 12-inch main that the question is?
Well, the question was, in the last council meeting, we've experienced a water loss there. We've identified it, and we're going to save money. And my question is where was the loss that the city was experiencing? Why is it?
Is it pre-meter or post-meter, is that?
That we don't know. In my opinion, it's a T branch that never made it to the meter house. And Mike just identified that there's one meter, the third meter, that services the concession. Where that meter is, and if it captures this 2-inch line that they identified as leaking, that's a horse of a different color. But there's a lot of unsustained data right now, so I don't want anybody to get ahead of anything. We need to know. We might have been partnering with the school and we didn't even know it. But at least now we have a lot of questions and we can move forward with these. And they're not bad questions. They're not going to hurt anybody. It's just going to identify it, and it's going to help everybody actually identify if they've got a leak, then it's their leak. And
So formalizing a process.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay. All right.
We, I was actually talking with the school district and with their engineers. What I was able to find out is back in 2019, the school district had 1,200 feet of that water main replaced that they paid for. It was the school district picked the engineers, but the city applied for all the permits for it. And on the prints that were sent to me, on the prints, it shows a 12-foot easement. And I'm not sure if that easement is our easement. There's also a gas line in there. It just may be a utility easement. The director of operations for a school district has not been around that long. He doesn't have all the history on stuff. He has to look things up like I have to do because I don't have the history on it. But that's what I have on it so far.
It's really helpful. And I'd say we get the information together. You have a set of experts sitting here on council, let alone our treasurer and other parties. And let's come back to council with clear direction on the information. And let's make sure we have active discussions with our school district partners every step of the way.
So Mayor, I think you're going to reach out to them, and Mike, you've already reached out, and hopefully we can bring this together. Because, at one point in time, I think even our DPW leadman thought at one point in time, it almost seemed like some of the water meter spikes that we were getting were at a time they were filling the school pool or something, but it turned out to be the water tank at the Shuva Center. So that's how mixed facts can happen. But if there's an easement, if they've identified an easement, so that's kind of like one little piece of the puzzle here, whether it's a utility easement or if it's a deeded easement that the city has, it'll bring this all to fruition pretty soon.
Thank you.
All right, the next thing is the RFP for custodial janitorial services. I thought that we established that. Mike and I have been butting heads over the RFP for that. I'm comfortable with the way the union language allows us to subcontract as long as we're not interfering with the employee's job and loss of duty or anything like that. So I would ask council, and if there's any issues with it, the attorney's here, he can opine on it, but I have language here that will help support where our position is to at least get an RFP and make sure that we're utilizing all our buildings and what Austin needs and his time frame schedules and how we're going to handle cleanup and duties over there, along with our administrative buildings and so on and so forth. So
I think it's a great flag. I know Katie's put up the posting for the janitorial services. I know we've modified said posting to respect the operational needs of that. My understanding is we have quite low volume and interest in the said position, so I think it's the right strategic discussion to have. My headspace is council could obviously motion for that, but I would just want to make sure, city attorney, that we're respecting the terms of the Teamsters agreement, and if that's not something you're ready to discuss tonight, that we can get that information available.
Yeah, I'd want to look at it again just to be 100% certain, but my recollection just sitting here is that as long as we're not displacing a position, but I'd want to confirm that.
So maybe for the sake of efficiency, council, one thing you consider here, my suggestion would be RFP conditional on final recommendation from the attorney, and that way, assuming the attorney is supportive, then you have all that ready to go.
Mike, can you pass that down to council?
I'm I'm not gonna look at this in review and give you an answer right now, but I will do that. And based on Garrett's recommendation, that's probably a path
Why
forward.
don't we do a
Fair.
motion from council that is an RFP conditional on city attorney's approval that it meets terms of Teamsters agreement? And council, the motion would be in your court if you
Make
so
that
choose.
motion.
A motion by McNabb. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Any discussion? Katie, whenever you're ready, it's going to be RFP for janitorial services conditional on it meeting the terms of the Teamsters agreement according to city attorney recommendation.
1 second. Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Motion carried. And Treasurer Fonte, back to you.
The next thing was the Collins Engineering regarding the Horse Island Bridge and related engineering and design costs. Collins is in the thick of this right now. He's going to come back and offer a couple proposals based on the load capacity rating and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into the minutia of all that right now. It's quite intensive and detailed. It's something that I think if people have interest in it, they should attend the next infrastructure meeting.
Agreed.
Where it could be, thoughtfully looked at and understood. Basically, right now, the load rating, just so the public knows, the load ratings have been confirmed and they should stand as is. Which doesn't mean that there's any detriment to the bridge or anything else. It means that the bridge was basically designed for that load. And the people have been used to living with that load requirement and so on and so forth. But it's going to be an interesting conversation, and I would encourage anybody that has any skin in that game and want to look at it to make sure you attend the next infrastructure meeting. When is that, Mike? Do you know offhand?
It is the fourth Thursday.
And Katie always posts as our
Katie
clerk.
posted, so,
Yep.
yeah, just pay attention to the posting and.
The
and-
24th of this month, and Phil Razor did ask about the infrastructure meeting. He might be there at this next meeting.
Yeah, we're going to make sure he's there because there's no point, we need a professional, that's what we're paying him for that, and he's assured me he'd be there, so.
Love it.
We might have to, maybe we'll have to change the meeting time to accommodate him, and I would suggest that if that is need to be done, because he's coming from afar, so.
Just make sure you work with Clerk Tomasic on posting and applicable notices.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him and make sure that if the time's a conflict, that we'll adjust it for him.
Love it.
The next thing is, in that same note, Dorothy and I and Phil talking about engineering and design costs. Dorothy spearheaded a conversation with MDOT, their grant division, and seeing if we can get our design and engineering fees through a grant. We're pretty much unsuccessful with that because this bridge is granted under the local bridge authority, and they don't give out grants for that. You'd have to change the whole thing. However, there is, for design costs and engineering costs, there are very low-income loans, like 2.5% with, as she said, very favorable terms. And you never know what government you get. They might forgive the loan. So it's something I've asked Amy to think about. And as we get more information, we'll pass that on to Amy to take another deeper dive on it. And at least we'll have that in our pocket so we can discuss it. And depending on what the design costs come back for this.
I love it. Thanks for looking at that.
The other thing is the blanket POs. We talked about that. The DDA bond money projects, I'm just going to ask, have we covered everything we needed to cover with our DDA bond that is still out there? I thought there was some, the parking lots, the asphalt parking lots, that's still in the hopper. Is that going to be out in an RFP soon?
I do have our engineering firm writing up bid specs for the parking lots.
Okay.
Awesome.
And also outside of that, I have bids out for the roof replacement here that's coming out of the DDA bond. The walking bridge that they approved today, that's going to come out of DDA bond. And those are the projects we have right now.
How about anything on the standby generators? for the community center and I thought the DPW, that was on the list too.
The DPW was on the list. I'm waiting to see how much money we have. I do not want to overspend more money than what we have in bond payments. I don't know what the roof bids are going to come in yet, and I don't know what the parking lot bids are going to come in yet. That'll give us a better idea of what we have going on. That bond was for 900,000. 108 came out for the HVAC replacement at the community center. And I don't want to start going too far and then us spending more money and having dip into fund balance because I overspent.
I think the good news is it seems like all projects that were prioritized are in flight.
They're in flight, right?
Which is great. So maybe we just get an update, and obviously, I agree with.
Is
the
there
financial-
anybody on council that has something we're missing? So,
I know, Councilman Cox, you've been really close to it from a planning DDA perspective. I don't know if you have anything you want to add.
I would like to look into it a little more before I answer that question, but I do feel 75 or 80% of the projects are moving forward that were on that list.
okay, good.
Good check-in.
Geez, I'm missing something here. Off the top, do we have our DPW crew schedule for any pothole repairs? I'm getting a lot of requests for, like a road patrol to go through the city and
They have gone through the city a couple times already. If there's any potholes that are missed, I ask the residents to call my office, and I can jot down the addresses, and we can make sure we get those taken care of. So if they're out there, if they were missed, or new ones pop up, just give City Hall a call.
okay.
Awesome.
Good news. The last thing is, all our employees deserve evaluation statuses and reports and findings. There's one due on the 21st. I hope council gets that on their calendar and give the respect of having that done. And I don't know if it's on the calendar yet on how you're going to arrive at that date, but that's not too far off. And that's it for me.
Absolutely.
Do we want to address that and have schedule a review?
Yeah, because we could do that via, perhaps one approach we could take is discuss and then figure out a special meeting date. And obviously, I can call the special meeting, or the council can work together to call a special meeting. So I think we should work together to figure out what that's going to look like. And to the point brought up, get that on the calendar here shortly.
I know that Treasurer Fonte mentioned the date of the 21st, and I haven't looked at the contract in a long time. Is that, if we go past the 21st, does that put us in any predicament, or is it, do we want to schedule it for the 21st?
I mean, I'm around by the 21st, so we could get that on the calendar again. I just think we could do that right after the meeting if we want to follow up on the calendar.
Yeah, that's just fine, yeah.
Just so that everybody can get a chance to look at the calendar, and we can make sure we got the right information for that special meeting, and I can send an email to request it through the clerk.
Roger that. Thank you.
Cool. Any questions, comments? And if not, we'll turn over the floor to Finance Director McEwen.
It's my favorite season of the year where I'm juggling two budgets. So attached, you'll find the proposed budget for fiscal year 25-26. It shows the ending balance for 23-24, the original and amended amounts as of March 3rd, 25 for the year 24-25, the proposed amounts for year 25-26, and notes regarding items. This fiscal year is a bit tight. We are pulling from fund balance, but the majority of this is due to paying back the land fund for purchases. I am hoping we will get our DDA bond spent down shortly. It is wise for us to use those funds for some repairs that are much needed throughout the city. I've also set aside a decent amount for local roads replacement. This is just proposed. I am hoping to have everybody review it, let me know if there's any questions, comments, and concerns, and for us to all schedule a work session for May 5th at 4 p.m.
Love to hear that. Love the process you put in place, Finance Director McEwen and others. I know you've gotten repeated praise on it, so I just appreciate the assembly, I think Councilman Molnar called it perfectly, like the color coding is helpful. Everything you've done is advantageous for our position and for the strategy behind the spend and the long-term vision of that, so thank you.
That's May 5th at 4 PM?
Yep, I just need someone to make a motion for the work session, I believe, so that we can have it on the calendar.
Yeah, I'll bring some Cinco de Mayo food.
There we go.
Some chips and salsa.
Yes.
I like it.
All right, I make the motion to have what type of
Budget review?
A budget review study session.
A study session for budget review at 4 PM on the 5th of May.
Amazing. There's a motion. Do we have a second to
Thank
that
you.
motion?
I'll second.
Is it 4 PM?
Yes.
Second by Walden. Any discussion beyond discussion so far?
Can I make one comment?
Yeah, please.
For the public that has concerns about the nomenclature of the land fund, would you define the land fund for the public, what that is?
It's been described to me as a savings account, so that it's kind of like an emergency fund if something were to happen or we need something in an emergency.
So it's basically just the name on the account. We can change that, but it's been historically the land. I think it originated with the land fund when they sold the street ends, and I think it developed, and it's never been changed. So that it's basically the holding funds for the city, the savings account, where money is brought in and transferred out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so like for the say, we used it to buy an ambulance. That was kind of like an emergency situation where we didn't necessarily have the funds at hand, so we borrowed from the land fund, and then we pay it back with interest to accumulate some more money in the land fund on top of the interest in the different places that it's invested in.
Awesome.
So if you use the word savings account, it would mean the same thing.
Yes.
Amazing. Good clarification. Any further discussion? And if not, Clerk Tomasic will have you call a roll.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Wood? Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Motion carried. Finance Director McEwen, anything else you'd like to share with council today?
No, but thank you very much for that. I will be absent next meeting, but I will be watching in Mount Pleasant.
Yay. Well, thank you for all you're doing. Chief, floor is yours.
Mr. Mayor and Council, good evening. Since the last council meeting, the police department's responded for 241 calls for service. We had 30 incident reports, 4 arrests, 23 traffic citations, 3 juvenile school resource officer investigations, and 6 Detective Bureau investigations. In upcoming news, I will be interviewing for fire chief. That'll be on April 17th. It's a 5-person panel. I would also like to congratulate dispatcher Kathy Mercure as she passed her emergency medical dispatcher manager training course with a score of 100% through APCO. An EMD manager serves several roles and multiple responsibilities, from planning to implementation to ongoing maintenance of the program. It is her responsibility to maintain the staff, training, and equipment. Also, all the other dispatchers just completed their emergency medical dispatcher training and should be receiving their certificates in the next week, I hope.
Awesome.
I am also in the conclusion of updating all police and dispatch department policies and procedures. And you'll see in your reports, I have the 4-week traffic study that was conducted on Adams and Stoflet. The results are in your packets, but I'll give you a brief summary. It was conducted from March 7th until April 9th. For northbound traffic, I'll just break this down. Max speed was 47 miles an hour. That was one vehicle. 3 units traveled 41 to 45. 16 units were recorded 36 to 40, and 195 units being vehicles, I'm sorry. 31 to 35, and then 2,420 vehicles were between 26 and 30. As far as southbound traffic, the maximum speed was 37 miles an hour. 584 vehicles traveled between the speeds of 26 and 30. 18 vehicles traveled between 31 and 35, and 2 units between 36 and 40. I will leave it at the discretion of the council if they would like to install temporary stop signs at the location, or leave the single stop sign, which is facing eastbound Stoflet at Adams. If someone from council would like to make a motion, I can give my recommendation that I would install temporary stop signs. Let's do possibly a 4-week study and see if there's a large reduction of speeds.
I would like to make that motion since I live there.
Yeah, I think, I appreciate, yep, you have a motion, you have a second. Any discussion? I'll just say, Chief, thank you for you and your department for not only everything you do, but the study, to put data behind the topic. We obviously, council, for your background, have also resident petitions submitted, which were also previously shared with you around concerns, in addition to the incident that was raised related to the other stop sign and data collection and petition. So just want to make sure everybody's operating the same background. We have a motion, we have a second. So if there's no further discussion, it would go to Clerk Tomasic for roll. But any other input from council?
Just for clarification, Mr. Mayor, there's going to be 2 stop signs installed, one northbound, one southbound. And we'll put the flags on them as well.
Council that made motion and second, does that align with your intention?
Yes.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, Clerk Tomasic will have you call roll.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you, Chief. Back to you.
Thank you. Also included in my report is the records clerk report and the ordinance officer's report. I do have 4 action items for council. Action item A, requesting approval to purchase 1 desktop computer for the fire department in the amount of $1,275.49. This will be from CWG. This price is the MI Deal price, and the quote is also included in your packets. A little history on this, which will go into my next action item. A lot of the computers in City Hall, as well as the police department and fire department, are not Windows 11 compatible. So I'm in the slow process of replacing those desktop computers because Microsoft will no longer support Windows 10 after October 25th, 2025. So I'm requesting a motion from council to purchase 1 fire department desktop computer.
Council, motions in your court for the purchase of 1 desktop computer, aligning with Chief's recommendation.
Motion to purchase 1 desktop computer for the fire department.
Motion by Valentine. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Council, any discussion on this matter? Clerk Tomasic, whenever you're ready, I'll have you call roll.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Back to you, Chief.
Thank you. Action item B is to request 2 desktop computers for the police department in the amount of $3,551.66. One of these desktop computers will replace the dispatch camera system computer that's on loan from ETS right now. And the second will replace the computer in my office. A little background for the dispatch camera system. I'm also going to be installing the WAMR program on this computer. This computer is up and running 24 hours, 7 days a week. It doesn't shut off, time out, and down the road, I'll get WAMR installed in there with an extra monitor.
Fantastic. Council, a motion will be in your court for the purchase of 2 desktop computers as recommended by Chief.
Motion to approve 2 desktop computers at the discretion of the chief.
Second.
Motion, we have a second. Council, any discussion? Clerk Tomasic, whenever you're ready, we'll have you call roll.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes. Motion carried. Chief, back to you.
Thank you. Request, this is action item C, to approve the EMT instructor contract for Patricia Cunningham. She will be teaching the EMT class that's coming up here in a week. The EMT class will have 4 Gibraltar employees and is 100% funded by the First Responder Grant by the DCC. so the instructor will be reimbursed by DCC. And the contract is in your packets, as well as it was reviewed by the city attorney.
Can I ask,
Council, motion be in your court.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Molnar, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Cox. Council, any discussion on this matter? Clerk Tomasic, ready for roll whenever you are.
Did you have something, Amy?
I was just going to ask a quick question. So that means that the city won't be getting any invoices for fees. It's just going to get paid straight out of DCC, correct?
That's correct. We will not get a single invoice.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Any further questions? Ready for you whenever you are.
Walden.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Back to you, Chief.
Thank you. Action item D is request approval for the APCO Emergency Medical Dispatch Agreement with the City of Gibraltar. You'll find that in your packet. As I advised earlier, that the dispatchers are complete with their EMD training with APCO, which is the Association of Public Safety Communications Officials. Once the EMD training is complete, the dispatchers will be committed to providing expertise, professional development, technical assistance, advocacy, and outreach to benefit the residents of both Rockwood and Gibraltar. I'm requesting approval to approve the agreement.
Motion to approve the APCO agreement.
Motion by Walden. Is there a second?
Second.
Ladies first, second by Wood. Just, Chief, I'm assuming our city attorney's weighed in on any relevant matters here?
That's going to be my question.
Yes.
That a yes?
He's reviewed the agreement and approved it.
Awesome. Council, department heads, any further questions or comments? And if not, Clerk Tomasic will have you call roll whenever you're ready.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
Anything else from you, Chief?
That's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you for all you and the department are doing, and we would love to pass the floor to interim and acting Chief Simon.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. After our report 3/20/25 to 4/9/2025, we had 43 EMS calls for service, 2 fire calls for service, for a total of 25 calls in a 21-day reporting period. Of those, we had 2 auto aids, 2 fires, 1 to Rockwood, 1 to Huron Township. And I created a new category for you, 2 were ALS intercepts. So what that means is when we get a confirmed CPR in progress, we automatically have to reach out to our ALS partners, so Brownstown, Trenton, Flat Rock. Those folks come in and provide additional care per our MCA or Medical Control Authority protocols. So it wouldn't be fair to report them as mutual aids because we're not having them come in and cover our calls. We're having them come in as part of our protocol system to assist with that cardiac arrest call. Notable call volume, we've been very busy. On average, we're getting 6 calls for service a day, 5 calls for service a day, so it's a lot for a paid-on-call department. I would like to share that we do have 2 new members as part of my communications. I'd like to congratulate probationary firefighters Pizarski and Fort. Fort comes with his EMT license. This has been brought up before, but they officially are starting with the department and starting their training soon.
Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Just want to thank you for your leadership and all you're doing for the department, and appreciate the update and the report that was provided. Council, department heads, any questions for Acting Chief Simon?
Go ahead.
Thank you for listing those advanced life support requests separately. I think that helps get a better idea of clarity when we get help from our partners that help on that. So yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
The 2 probationary firefighters, is there any plans for them to go to firefighter 1 and 2?
Not yet. Those courses will be coming up in the fall semester, but firefighter Pizarski will be starting the EMT class coming up here next week. So he'll do EMT first and then fire 1 and 2.
Thank you to both of them, and thank you for the report. There's no further questions. That will close that report, and we'll turn us to unfinished business, for which there is none, new business, for which there is none, tabled and referred items for which there is none. So we'd love to open it back up to our members of public. Is there any public that would wish to address council? And if so, please state your name and address and make sure that mic is still green.
Wayne Brennan, 30490 South Gibraltar. You're saying the roads, both exits of the Dairy Queen on Worth, there are chunks of cement out of the curbing there and gravel, and I'm just afraid a car is going to spin their wheels and somebody's going to get hit with flying debris.
Thank you so much for that.
I mean, it's pretty bad.
The owner of the Dairy Queen has already called me on that. And
Okay.
that,
Well, I just.
yeah, and that's gonna be on our list.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, City Manager Blackburn. Any further public comment this evening?
Heidi Van Kelberg, 29829 South Gibraltar Road. I was wondering if there's going to be a May cleanup this year, a city cleanup. I haven't heard anything.
I'll turn over to City Administrator and Clerk to say.
If there's a cleanup day?
Yeah, cleanup day.
It's May 10th.
Oh, May 10th. Okay, I haven't heard a date, so I was just curious.
Yeah.
And,
9
well,
to
the boat
12.
club, the Sunseekers Boat Club usually goes on the same day and cleans up Middle Gibraltar, and they were asking me when the date was, and usually it's always been the first Saturday in May.
Yes, the reason it's the second now is because we do not have court workers the first Saturdays of the months any
Okay.
longer. So if we don't have enough people on cleanup day, we have court workers. So we always have somebody to clean up something.
Right.
So, yeah, it's May 10th.
Okay, May 10th. Thank you.
Yes, you guys already did North Jib, didn't you?
We did. The Gibraltar Rotary cleaned up North Jib and down Jefferson, and it looks great. So that helped. But Sunseekers usually, they adopted the road down Middle Gibraltar, so
Right.
they usually try to do that the same day as the cleanup.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much.
So May 10th, 9 to noon.
Okay, thank you.
Can I, real quick, with
Yeah,
that,
Clerk
can I
Tomasic.
add that there will be a dumpster out here in the parking lot that weekend for residents when doing their spring cleaning, they can dump their
Amazing.
bulk items in there.
Amazing. Floor is yours.
Michelle Storp, 30342 Adams. I want to thank you again for the stops, or getting the new stop signs. I would also say that there was construction, so it was like a one-lane road. So I can assume that your numbers would be twice as bad as they are now, because there was construction at that house, and it was really hard to get through there. So I think that you're probably going to save kids, animals' lives if you continue to keep moving that little sign down Adams. Hopefully your next one will be Grandview in that area, because again, there's a lot of people that signed that petition that live north. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments from members of public this evening for council or department heads? Well, then I will close public comment, and I would look for council motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Walden, is there a second? Second by Wood, any discussion? Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Have a great evening, everybody, thank you.
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Do I need to bring anything? Short notice, about 6:30, correct? 6:30. It's a really small meeting. What I could see on the agenda was small. We'll ask Katie to email you the agenda right now, or tomorrow, 6:30. Taking Marcia's spot. You're perfect to have between the ZBA and the planning commission. Okay? And I'll offer some more insight from my year on there. I don't know if the mics or cameras are still on there.